Hello there. Welcome to Module 7 of PEERFEST. Let me tell you something juicy. From here until the end of the course, we'll be talking about business concepts that make a very real difference between a small business and a large corporate. So you've reached the juiciest part of the course. Today we will be talking about leveraging technology. Like I said, the things we'll be talking about make a very real difference between small and large businesses, and technology is one key factor. There is no way you're going to scale up your enterprise without adopting technology and making it a core part of your operations. There are three must-have technology for every business. That is number one, your core technology, your utility application. That is the application or software that drives your business. Let's make it practical. What I'm saying is, assuming you are into buying and selling, your core technology will be a simple retailing app or a retail POS which records your sale. Whether you have a supermarket or you operate a home business, now you want to get it bigger, you must have technology that records that sale. What if you are into manufacturing? Then you'll be talking about an automation technology or a quality assurance technology. So for you to transition from a small business, from an SME to a large corporate, you need a core technology that drives your day-to-day operations. That is one of three. The second kind of technology which you must have to really be a growth factor for your business is the internet. And this is not just internet connectivity. It first starts with a website. You must have a web presence. The same attention that you're going to put towards having a physical store is the same way you should have and pay attention to having a website, which is your online store. With a website, it means your shop is never closed. When your employees have closed for the day, your website stays open. And then customers can continue to shop, they can continue to look through your product offerings and make purchasing decisions. So you are never closed with a website. And of course, the third technology which every company that is pursuing a growth strategy must have is CRM. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. We are saying that you need to have technology that helps you to track all customer relationship with your brand, whether it's happening offline or online, whether it's happening in person or via your social media channels. You must track every interaction that the customer has with your brand, and its CRM tools are enable you to do that. So once again, I'll run through the three core technology that every company that's pursuing a growth strategy must have. That's your core utility software, and that is the internet. That includes your website and basic internet connectivity to power your operations, and thirdly, your CRM applications to track all customer interactions with your business. In addition to the three core technology types that businesses must have, of course, we are all conversant with social media. Social media has now become very necessary for businesses. It makes you have a close relationship with your customers. It makes you to run targeted advertisements and position yourself well in front of your target market. It helps you to reach the demographic that needs your product the most. And gone are the days where large companies are faceless. With social media, every company has a face. We can put a face or a personality to a business, and it helps it engage all the better. And another most important factor is that the use of social media has really driven down the cost of advertising for all businesses, and it has become a more democratic thing. Also important for any business to have are messaging apps, messaging tools of all kinds. These are not just limited to your Instagram DMs or WhatsApp. You need real messaging communication tools installed on systems that your employees use to interact among themselves and which they use to interact with your customers. Because you cannot underestimate the value of real-time feedback among your teams. It makes team cohesion stronger, and it enables workflow to flow in sync real time across multiple channels. So messaging feedbacks have now taken the place of telephone, so it is a must-have for your business. Earlier, I mentioned CRM tools, which are customer relationship management tools, which help a business to track every interaction it has with its customers. These are your core tools, and I like to dwell more on them. At the basic level, you have to record every time a customer interacts with your business, whether it's through the website. Website always comes with logs, shows you a customer on this IP address has actually created an account, and then you can now start knowing the username of that customer because they've created an account. And then the next record will be that the customer navigated to this part of your website, the customer clicked on this customer bought this. The goal of all this record of customer interactions is that it gives you insight with which to tailor your product offering to what the customer needs, because they're using the CRM tool. You are able to see what their preferences are. I mean, you may have thousands of products on your website, but the customer has only clicked on 5. So you are able to see that this customer prefers these 5 items out of 1,000 items listed. And that is how you start getting data-driven insights to help you tailor your product offerings to what your customers have expressed their preference for. So there are more robust CRM tools which help you to integrate the data you've gained into your sales, into your marketing, such that your customer attrition rate is really low, and then you are able to build models which are more precise and make you a market leader. Believe me, the biggest companies in the world rely heavily on CRM tools, and it's always an unstated part of their success. Examples of CRM tools that you can look at are Salesforce, Pipedrive, Zendesk, and Zoho. The benefit of all these apps is that you are not investing a large sum of money to acquire the application. You are just paying a little fee every month to reflect how much of the app you are using. This is called software as a service. So with as little as $10 per month, you are having the same benefits that a Mercedes or a Chanel has in having real-time customer-driven insights, which to make business decisions. Your business will also benefit a lot from bookkeeping applications, especially if bookkeeping has not been your forte as an entrepreneur. You have applications that can do the hard work for you and simplify all your records in a format which is easy for you to use. So you can plug in your business records to an app and let them generate your invoices, your expense records, your variance analysis, and all those records that your business needs to keep. Some examples of these are Keeper, QuickBooks, Sage, and we have a lot of examples on the internet. I've used all of these 3. However, this is not an endorsement or advertisement for these products. The whole purpose of using technology is that it ensures that your business is not bound by geography, which means you can employ staff from different parts of the world. You can have customers in different parts of the world from where your main operations is based. So you also must adopt technology that makes it easy for you to manage all of these far-flung parts of your business operations. And this is where payroll apps come into play. For instance, you may have staff in a different jurisdiction, in a different country, where their own pay rates are different, their own tax rates are different. So the easiest way to manage all of that is to use a payroll app which functions in all of these countries. It definitely makes things easier for you, and it makes it less likely that you are going to violate any of the country's laws which are applicable to staff. So having a payroll app to manage your payroll ensures that you are able to comply with the laws applicable to every country, and that you are not hindered in how and where you attract talent. At the end of the day, you are doing the most important thing for your business, which is attracting the best staff which you can afford, irrespective of where they are on the globe. And that is an example of technology makes a game changer for your business. During our budgeting module, we talked about Excel, and we shared a simple Excel template and courses for beginners. Excel also has a part to play here. It's a simple yet humble tool. I would like you to refer to that previous class on Excel, because you need to refresh your memory to ensure that you are able to continue using it. So let's move on to artificial intelligence. It's 2024. No business should run without having any part of it, even the smallest part, using artificial intelligence. It could be using artificial intelligence to create content for your marketing. It could be using artificial intelligence to make market analysis before you launch a new product. It could be just generating content for your social media. You must adopt artificial intelligence in your business. This helps you to remain at the cutting edge of technology. You are able to follow the trend and even be a trendsetter in your industry. Examples of artificial intelligence which you can adopt in your business, of course, the most obvious is ChatGPT. You can basically ask it anything and it will give you the results. However, I advise that you go for the paid version so that you will be able to get more reliable results from ChatGPT. Other examples include DALL-E, which is an image generator, or Luminaire, which is a video generator just released by Google. And we also have Vendors AI, which is a product of Vegold. What Vendors AI does is that it helps customers to profile your business adequately to make a decision. Should we trust this business? Should we buy from you? Because customers are constantly making these judgments before they shop from anyone online. And what Vendors does is to make that decision easy for customers to arrive at. The cloud. Your business must be in the cloud. When we say the cloud, we're not talking of the clouds where rain falls from. No. The cloud refers to the concept whereby some parts of your business, some records of your business are taking place in remote data centers and transmitted via the internet. Let's make it practical. For instance, you're accessing this course from your mobile device or your laptops. It's quite possible that Vegold has shot this course and we have saved it in our cloud accounts. It could be Amazon Web Service. It could be a Google data center. It could even be Google Drive or Notion. Those are examples of cloud. So when you use Notion for your team, it means that when someone makes a note, everybody on that account can see it, irrespective of where they are on the planet, as long as they have internet connectivity. So when you store data in the cloud, it means that you have more resiliency in your business. It means that even if the physical records get damaged, you still have a record of it somewhere. It also means that your staff don't have to be in the same building before they can do the same task, before they can work on the same task. So cloud ensures that you are able to have your team productive and working wherever they are on the globe. Cloud ensures that even if a disaster occurs and you lose access to your primary business records, you still have up-to-date records somewhere on the internet and it's reliable and you can quickly recover from that disaster almost seamlessly. Now, we can't talk about leveraging technology without talking about using it safely. You know, there have been instances of businesses being hacked and valuable customer data released on the internet, even confidential information. So data privacy does raise some concerns about data privacy and confidentiality. So what I would just say is, first and foremost, when you are using technology, you have to pay attention to the kind of data you are collecting from customers and about customers. If your business is collecting personally identifiable information, which means anybody seeing this information knows who exactly it relates to, then you should take extra steps to keep those information secure. And then you have to be talking about cybersecurity and data privacy measures. Another thing to note is that if you have customers from different parts of the world, those different countries have different data privacy laws. For instance, the European Union, they have what is called GDPR, and it states that all personally identifiable records can only be given to you when the buyer or the user has expressly agreed. So make sure you have the relevant data privacy policies on your website and ensure that the user has to accept each time they are making a purchase on your website, or else you will be violating GDPR. So whenever you are using the internet, you must ensure that you have adequate coverage for any liability that might open you up to. And we also want to stress the use of what is called two-factor authentication, which means there are multiple stages for anybody logging into your systems, such that if some records or some authorization levels get compromised, or if an employee mistakenly drops a file containing a written down password, that password alone should not open your system. There should be another stage of authorization before someone gains access to your system. So when you are using technology, you must also implement two-factor authentication. Then we talked about how technology enables you to recover quickly from a disaster, and that works best when you are having regular system updates and the records you are keeping online reflects what is happening physically in your business. So you might be running updates as regularly as once a week or every day, as the case may be, so that if anything goes down, you lose your physical record, there's a fire, there's a flood or whatever, your system records are up to date. So you must run frequent backups to ensure that you can recover seamlessly from a disaster. In our live class, we're going to demonstrate how you can use technology, especially artificial intelligence, to enhance your business. We're going to talk about and practicalize safety measures to implement in a business adopting technology, and talk more about how technology really is a game changer. Like we said, the things we'll be talking about here are the things that set small businesses apart from the big ones. See you in class.